So this is the fastest and the most simple way to retouch your photos I have found, because retouching has been the pain point in my editing for a long time. It either takes way too long or the image looks way too processed. So today I'll show you how I'm editing, retouching my portraits using Reblum. So if you've ever spent countless hours retouching photos, retouching people's skin, or to remove distractions from their skin and get that polished look in Lightroom, that's what we'll go over. So this is a huge time saver for me, and I honestly just really like the results. So we'll go over a shoot I did and just the retouching elements of it. So once you have an image that you want to edit, that you're happy with, I would do some quick adjustments here just to add a bit of color back. So maybe some dehaze. I would personally maybe turn this image black and white because it was a really cloudy day, so there's not great lighting and color. But once you're happy with your edit, put a little bit of softness in the mids, a little bit of glow. Okay, so say you're happy with the color and the contrast of your image, you're all finished here editing, just right click and we can go edit in Reblum. I would usually choose this option, edit a copy with your adjustments. I would always just keep a copy of the unedited original. So we'll select this one. Okay, so what I like about Reblum is it's very simple and very fast. So open really fast, you can edit a lot of photos all at once. But let's go through the tools. So we've got skin, face, cleanup. So the main tool for Reblum is kind of this refine tool. So this is going to get rid of blemishes. So if we zoom in even more, so if we slide it all the way up, you can see what it's doing there. And then just click fit and we can come all the way out. You can see it's a bit too much for me. So I would keep it maybe around 50, which is the default, which is good. And then if we zoom back in, so if we go from 0 up to about 50 is about where I think it's good. We don't need to get rid of every single blemish, but we can go all the way up if we want. Back to around 50. Shine, so there's this shine that in some environments can look not very nice. So if we come all the way back out, find it easier to look out like this. Shine. I don't mind it. I kind of, depends. I think it gives shape in this scenario. We have really nice soft lighting from a cloudy sky. So in this shot, I would not use that, but like maybe the flash, sometimes that light can be really harsh. And then tone balance is going to be more of the color. Now I like the original color with Fuji that I've been shooting. Now if we zoom back in again, and we also have teeth whitening. So it does a really good job of identifying the teeth there, and then it just whitens your teeth. So really nice. And then the eyes. So a very common thing is to whiten the pupils of your eyes and brighten them. Not the pupils, but the whites of your eye. Just make them a bit more white and a bit brighter, and they've done that really nicely. Once you're finished, we can export. Okay, so then we're back in Lightroom, and it no longer has like the metadata, but it still looks really sharp and high res. And let's just do another example, because I'm just go edit in Reblum, edit a copy. Now, when I first tried, I was really impressed how it noticed the blemishes in the arms and not just the face. Okay. So it really finds the whole body here, and then even the bigger blemishes. So go a bit higher for this one probably. And just here, there's a little arrow, and now we have the body and face. And at the moment, we're doing both, but what we can do is actually separate and just edit the body. So we can make adjustments here to the body without making adjustments to the face. Okay. Or we can link them and we can do both the body and face. And what we also have here is texture. So we can bring up the texture, and it kind of, I would say it removes it a little bit. So we could try to keep all the texture and then get rid of the blemishes, or we could bring up the texture as well. Okay, so maybe I would bring general up quite high to get rid of blemishes. I might keep this down about here. Zoom really far in. And double click, and I would also work on the eyes for this photo. So it's come all the way in, and as you can see here, we can just drag up, and it has cleared up the whites of the eye and then brightened the iris. And if we just click this little arrow here, we open up, we can work with clarity, brilliance. So they all have slightly different effects, and then this is the whites where it removes the reds, the vessels. So we can work on them individually if we open that up. So we're affecting both of the eyes at the moment, but we can work on, if we the closer eye, so we can work on one eye at a time if we want, or we can click on the further away eye, and now we're just affecting that eye as well. And then we can join it back up, pose. Okay, so I'd definitely drag this up for this particular photo, and then I always want to look at the image quite far out to see how natural it's looking as well. So I'd bring that up. Okay, so now to show you the clean backdrop tool. So we've got these two images here, and we can turn it on, and as you can see, it very quickly removes distractions, but it's obviously not made maybe for this type of scenario. If you shoot in a studio, I can imagine this being super helpful. I don't shoot in a studio very often, but like you can see here, it's just trying to remove any blemishes there. Very, very quickly cleaning up your background, getting rid of any dust. And this photo is actually a good example of what we went over before, because the shine tool. So I'll quickly show you that. Okay, just removes that little bit of shine because the shot is with a flash, and I do kind of like it a bit softer. Okay, I think that looks better at 100. So we can go on and off. I do like that. And another really helpful thing that can really speed up editing is you can edit all of your photos at once, or just one photo at a time. So we could, for this photo, we could just really increase the shine removal, and then because it's just on this photo, we can click over to this photo and it won't be on this photo. And then say for this photo, maybe we don't want the clean backdrop, but we do want it on this one. So you could import like 100 photos and then just edit them all and just bring up the refine to 50 on all of them, and it'll be super, super quick. And then just this tool here is if you've got multiple people in the photo, okay? So you can select all the faces in your image or just one. Tone is unwanted, like tonalities. Maybe the grass is like making color look a bit too much in skin. I think there's so much red in this image. Her skin has gone a little bit red, a bit of a cast. So I like it maybe a little bit up. So if we want to see all of these adjustments before and after at once, this is the global before and after. And as you can see, you just hover over any of these tools and it just tells you what these tools are. And then just another thing I like is if we open Reblum, we can just quickly drag and drop something from our desktop. We don't have to go from Lightroom to Reblum. So I quite like this, but we'll just cancel. And you can also do mini photos. Okay, so a real time saver. And then from here, maybe we want to add more photos. We have a way of navigating here, and we can also filter if you're starting to get to a lot of photos. So Reblum is definitely for portrait photographers, wedding photographers, if you're shooting a lot of people. I would say hobbyists as well. I used to clone stamp and brush in clarity to edit someone's skin, which took for ages. So when it comes to editing, personally, I enjoy the creating a style part of editing, like getting a nice feed, making it really consistent, getting the color palettes right. And I've always found the retouching part really really tedious, time consuming, and the most annoying part of editing. So links in the description if you want to try Reblum. Catch you in the next one.